So guys that are looking at women like they're the end all and be all and putting them up on a pedestal and being like, she's my perfect woman. If I have her, life will be good. You don't even need to do that. You don't even need to do that. She knows herself that her value's high, but it's not as high as an in-shape, successful man. Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to be talking about the kind of rarity of women and men, okay, when they're at their best. So beautiful women aren't rare. Alright, everybody thinks that they see a beautiful woman, they celebrate her, and they're like, oh my god, they put her up on this pedestal. It's not rare, okay? Once you live in like a big city, or let's say you're walking down the streets of New York, okay, you're going to probably see at least 2,000 women that you find attractive if you walked for like an hour or two. Now, if you lived in a small town, whatever, the most beautiful girl in your area, you celebrate her, you put her up on this pedestal because that's a scarcity mindset. Whereas once you go around the world a bit, you travel, you go and see different places, you walk up and down like the port in Barcelona. It's like 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 3 8s, 2 10s, oh a 9, 3 7s, oh another 7, another 7, 2 6s, 4 7s, oh 2 8s together. Like it's just an abundance of women. There's no rarity as such. It's just, this is why I've got a theory that guys that live in cities recover from breakups a lot quicker because they just have more options available to them. You know, they walk outside and they go, oh, it isn't so bad. You know, I've got her over there. She's actually better looking than my ex. Oh, great. Okay, let me go and approach her. Whether she says no or not, doesn't matter because there's another one over there. Oh, and there's another 2 over there. Like, you have so many options. It's when guys are living in like confined areas, small areas, and they have this like small social circle, and they're worried about just this one woman, or God knows what it must have been like thousands of years ago, where you were in like little tribes of 200 people, and you had the best woman in the whole tribe. That must have been devastating if you lost her. You know, I know people weren't really cheating or whatever back then, but let's say like she died, you must have been like, oh my God, like what now? This is just horrendous. Like there was no other, you couldn't just go on like Tinder or go on social media or whatever. What an absolute nightmare. But now we have so many options. Like we technically have access to every woman on the planet, should we want it. Like every person can be found to some extent, okay? And this is why you need to, as men, you need to keep this belief at all times. Beautiful women aren't rare. In shape, wealthy men are rare. And this gives you a power dynamic. This puts you at the top as the prize, okay? And a lot of beautiful women know this as well. This is why women get worried when, like, let's say your girl's going out on a night out, she looks really good, whatever. Like, the guy's like, oh, yeah, I know what guys are like. They're going to be approaching her, but, you know, I trust her. I'm secure in myself. This should be okay. They're not, like, that panicky. Women shit themselves. Their girl's going out that night. They're like, hey, can you keep an eye on him? He's going to be in this club. Yeah, sure, I'll do it for you. Like, they're all in on this together. They're like detectives, not girlfriends. And then, you know, maybe they'll have sex with you before you go on that night out because they're like, oh, if he's, you know, drained, then he won't be wanting any other women. If he's been sexually satisfied, he won't want any other women. He knows where he can get it. He can come home and get it as well. Or she'll like dress up and take a picture and be like, hurry home, and she'll be wearing like lingerie. Like, oh, you've got this waiting for you at home. Come back. Like, because they know that beauty isn't that rare. And that is, a woman might have 400 qualities. We will always rank beauty at the top. It's just how we're wired up to be, okay? We can't really fight it. As we get older, we do. But, you know, as young men, at, let's say, teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, to be honest, men always find women around about 22, 23 the most attractive. That doesn't mean that that's who we're going to pick as a partner. It's just who we find most attractive. But for the majority of a man's life, they do value beauty above everything else, and beauty and sex appeal. Whereas with women, they value other things. And women know this, especially beautiful women. They know that on the surface, they look as though they've got everything. So let's say a woman's a 10, she's a model, she's got 200,000 followers. You know, everyone's like, her life's amazing. She can get any man she wants. Yeah, but she knows that it's not that rare. Like, she knows of friends of hers that are just as beautiful. She knows of She knows of women who are straight 10 Victoria's Secret models who have been cheated on because another woman just as hot came along and the guy slept with her and then slept with her and then slept with her. Like, it's not a rare thing. And men will always have that power above women as long as they reach their own rarity scale. Now, how do you get there, okay? Well, the way that we celebrate women with their beauty and we put that on a pedestal and we say, okay, beauty, sex appeal, that's the number one thing. I'm going to tick that. And then once I get to know her, has she got a nice personality? Like all the other stuff comes afterwards. For a lot of women, is that man successful? And by successful, I don't mean a billionaire. What I mean is, has he been able to navigate life? Has he been able to sort his shit out and figure out life? Is he intelligent and mature enough, focused, disciplined, all the traits you need to be a good father, take care of a family, etc.? Has he mastered the game of life and put himself at the top or near the top, in an upper bracket, which is good enough for survival? And not just survival, to thrive. Are we going to have a good life? Am I going to struggle? It's like Freud. Freud always says, Sigmund Freud, he always says that humans shy away, in so many words, I'm paraphrasing, but humans shy away from pain, okay? And we favor pleasure. So we're always trying to look for, in simple terms, we're always trying to look for the easiest path. Anything that we do, we'll always go, there's got to be an easier way. How else can I do this? Even when you're lifting weights, everybody will develop bad form if they're not conscious of it, because bad form makes it easier to lift certain weights. I've trained with people who are absolute experts in the fitness world, and they'll say, look, just rotate your elbows in very slightly. You do it and you go, oh my God, the burn. And they're like, yeah, because that's proper form. And you feel your body fighting it. Your body wants to go out there. If you're lazy, you're not thinking, your body will go out there and you'll curl from this sort of angle. If you isolate and you put your elbows out and you just isolate there and you're not using your delts or your shoulders, you're not using your body weight, you're not leaning back, you're just focused there, it really hurts, okay? And women are exactly the same in terms of their life choice. They're never going to go, okay, I'm going to go and pick a guy who's broke with a great personality because I think the challenge is going to be fun. If they're ever going to get with a broke guy, it's because he possesses ambition, motivation, and drive, but he has a short window. She'll say, okay, in her head, I'm going to get with this guy and give him like 5 years. If he figures this shit out, I've got a hell of a catch because I've worked with this guy, I've built my way up, and that's kind of romantic. It's a nice story. He's going to stick with the one that stuck with him when he was nothing. Okay, he's going to appreciate me more. Let's rise up together. But if it goes nowhere, it's like that Weekend song when he was like, potential can only last so long. A lot of women feel that way. They're like, okay, I want to achieve my goals. He's going nowhere. Let's just end this relationship and go and find somebody who's more established. They'll go on that route, okay? They'll go straight for the ease of access because they have the beauty to do it. And this is why women value wealth, success, stuff like that, higher up. It's not that all women are gold diggers. They just want, like Sigmund Freud said, we're all the same. They just want an easier path to the life that they need. We're only on this planet like 90 years. And consciously, like 70 if we're lucky. 60, 70. By consciously, I mean from like 16, 18 onwards, where you can make decent decisions. You're not getting your ass wiped and your mum's feeding you and stuff like that. That's not life, okay? It's just, that's growth. You're learning. That's developmental stage. That's not fun. You can't do shit. Fun is like me now being 28. This is proper life, okay? Once you're at that stage, life begins. And women know that they only have maybe like 60 years, 70 years of an actual life. Like, we all know this, okay? Why waste it struggling? Why waste it getting to like 40, 50 years old and being like, I haven't been able to afford makeup. We haven't been able to live in the house we want to live in. The kids we raised, we haven't got a lot of money. They're malnourished. They're not going to good schools. My son's getting beat up every day because we're in a terrible school. The area's rough. We've been robbed 8 times. But I love this man. Like, she'd rather go, that's the man I love, but that's a better life. And they're going to do it, okay? And we're the same with women. We might be like, that overweight girl over there has the best personality ever. She's unbelievable. Love her to bits. But that girl over there is so sexy. And we're probably going to end up with that woman, the sexy one. It's just what people do, okay? Now, in terms of the rarity scale and how this benefits you in your life, you've got to think about it. There's billions of people on this planet. A large percentage of women are good looking, beautiful. There's tiers to this shit. But even women who are 10 out of 10, there's probably like 50 million of them on planet Earth. It's not that hard to find. It's not that difficult. But wealthy, in-shape men, massively rare. Now, wealthy men, not that rare, okay? Men earn a lot of money, not that rare. But how many millionaires do you know with a six-pack? And I'm not like, if you can get there, guys, like strive for that kind of shit because it makes your life so much easier. Like, I always promote wealth and fitness because they're the two trump cards. I do not care if you are the funniest, most well-dressed, hygienic, cultured man on the planet, okay? You will not trump a wealthy, in-shape man. Even if he is a dickhead, he will get, long-term, you might win, but he will get more dates, more attention. He will have a better life. He'll have more women DMing him. He'll have other guys praising him, etc. He's going to have more haters as well, but he's going to have more guys being like, I want to look like him. I want to be like him. Like, you look at some of these fitness models. There's a lot of them that are just, they just seem like dicks, but they've got a great life, okay? Because they've got a bit of money, they're in shape, like, they're just two trump cards. And I'm not saying everybody has to be this over-the-top alpha male. Like, you can still be a good guy, you can still be cultured, you can be more interested in, you can be more interested in art than you are in lifting weights, okay? But they're trump cards. Like, every woman wants to be the most beautiful one in the room or the sexiest one in the room. That's why women are doing squats, getting a bigger ass or whatever, or like getting their tits enhanced or getting lip injections. Like, every woman wants to strive for that. Most guys are striving for wealth. Guys are competing for assets. I've got a better car than you. I've got a better house than you. I've got more money than you. That's how we're fighting. Whereas women are just like, my boobs are bigger than yours, fuck you. That's how they're fighting. And a woman who has money, etc., it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, it's great, and I'm glad she has, but guys don't value that kind of shit. We look at that and we go, oh, yeah, well, she's prettier than you. I don't care about the money. I'm off with that one. Like, it tends to be that way. Whereas with men, it's, if a guy has achieved decent level of success, he's ranked above. Now, success and in shape together, that's a trump card. That's a trump card. It bumps you up so fucking high on the ladder. Okay? It makes things so easy in your life. It's so much rarer than a beautiful woman. And that's something that as men we always have. We always have that there. It's in the distance. Okay? Whether you can be born rich, all right? That's different. But as the majority of men, we have that there. We have this trump card in the future, in our future. We're looking at it. It's way in the distance. It's like a 10, 15-year plan. But we know at about the age of 18, if we were in amazing shape and we had a lot of money, we're at the top of society. The game changes. And even the world's most beautiful woman, who's a straight 10 out of 10, she knows that you've got more, you're rarer, you've got more value than her. She knows that hers is limited. You might have another 20 years of yours. And it switches that dynamic. Okay? So guys that are looking at women like they're the end all and be all and putting them up on a pedestal and being like, she's my perfect woman. If I have her, life will be good. You don't even need to do that. You don't even need to do that. She knows herself that her value's high, but it's not as high as an in-shape, successful man. Women value, like I said, success above everything else. Now, if you're in shape on top of that, it's like, wow, like I've got to have this man. It just puts you above everything. Okay? And it doesn't have to be a billionaire. Like, you don't have to be Elon Musk with a six-pack. Although if he did, he'd be the rarest man ever. You can just make 6 figures a year and be in good shape. That will bump you up above 95% of men on planet Earth. And it will make you rarer than any beautiful woman in the world. Unless they're like a celebrity or something like that, okay? Then that makes them a little bit rarer. But that's such a small percentage of the world. Does it even matter? Based on society. You go out on the street, you walk up and down the street for 2-3 hours. Every single woman that you saw, if you're a successful, in-shape man, will give you a date. And that's all you're asking for at the end of the day. If you're a dick, you got a shit personality, then that's up to you. I can't really help you there. But that will get your foot in the door. That will give you a good life. It will give you an easier life. Your confidence will go up. You'll feel good about yourself. You'll be able to get all the toys. You'll be able to hire a personal trainer after that, a dietitian, a chef, a cleaner, a PA, whatever. Like, you can make your whole life easier. You decide to have kids, you'll have more time with them. Like, you're going to be in shape, so you're going to be youthful for longer. Like, these two areas are trump cards. They'll change your goddamn life. And like I said to you, beauty isn't rare. But being a successful in shape man is unbelievably rare. And that should be the aim for all of us. Every single one of us should go, that little pocket, that little pool of men is the last kind of untapped frontier. Like, there's plenty of guys that are in shape, and there's plenty of guys that are wealthy, but bringing the two together, it's very rare. That should be the two that you focus on for like the first 15 years of your life, from like 16 to 30. To be honest, from like 16 to about 35. Should be like your sole focus. Just focusing on those two areas. Just trying to get in better shape and make more money. Because once you have that platform underneath you, that foundation, then you can go and like learn a language for 6 months. Then you can travel the world and go and become cultured, or, you know, you can become a better father, more empathetic, more emotionally intelligent. Whatever you want to do from there, you can do it. But that's the platform. And like I said, beauty is somewhat rare, but it's not very rare. Okay? You can easily walk down the road and find, I think anywhere in the world you can walk down the roads, any city with more than 100, 200,000 people living there, you can easily just walk through the middle of it for 2-3 hours and find at least one woman that you'd be like, God damn, she was beautiful. Like, at least, you know, it's not that hard to do. And that's just 2-3 hours on a single day in a random city. And then underneath that, you'll probably find 6s, 7s, and 8s in abundance. But you'll probably find the odd 9 or 10 walking along, and you're like, wow, she was unbelievable. It's not rare. But if a woman walked down the street and she asked each guy, you know, every in-shape guy, what's your net worth? I doubt she'd find. I imagine it would take her about a month or two, maybe 3-4 months, something like that, to find one guy that's like, yeah, I'm a millionaire, as well as being in shape. You know, it might be more often in somewhere like New York or LA or whatever, but on average around the world, that's going to be way rarer. And we as guys, we have that. Like I said, in the distance is sat there. We have that power. Anybody who achieves in shape with wealth, the game's over. The game's over. You're at the top of that tree. Now you can add to that, like I said, but the game is over. Even 10s will know that you're sitting above them on that ladder. And it's up to you guys. If you want to tap into it or not, it's up to you. But it's right there for us. Anybody who's got a shit life right now and is complaining, hard work will make you successful. And hard work will get you in shape. And sprinkle in some patience. Give yourself 10 years. That's it. Anybody who's sat there with a shit life, just achieve those two. The game's over. You sit at the top. You know, it's GTA cheat codes. That's it. You win. I don't know why more men don't try and tap into it. And that's the thing. If you aim for fucking billionaire and Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime's body, you know, bad example. I don't think that's that achievable because it's steroids. But you know what? You're getting the point, right? If you're aiming for the best of both and you fall short, you earn $250,000 a year and you've got a six-pack with 200 pounds of lean muscle. It's not that bad, guys. It's not that bad, and everybody can do it. You just have to cut out all the other shit, all the other bollocks, the Netflix, whatever, not having kids when you're young, and just go, I'm going to focus on wealth and fitness. And my whole life is going to be designed around those two. When I get to about 34, 35, I might just turn the tables a little and start focusing on other shit whilst maintaining those two, because I've got the time to do it. But I might then start broadening my life and enjoying it for other areas. I might go and travel the world and try various different foods and become cultured in that area. There's so much that you can do after that, but that foundation, perfect life. Shoots you to the moon. Use it or lose it.